Hello and welcome to the incredibly influential and highly successful podcast. My name is Kael. I am incredibly influential.
And my name is Maxwell, and I am highly successful.
Today is Wednesday, the 4th of October. We've got a lot to talk about, so let's just jump into it. Um Actually, you know what? We're going to do things a little differently today. We're going to do
We're
things a
just
little
not going to jump into it, actually.
Yeah, you know what? We're going to
Sorry to
instead of jumping
disappoint.
into it. Yeah, instead of jumping into it, we're just gonna dip our toes in like real quick and be like, "Oh, it's too cold," and then jump back out, and then just really slowly, just go in one step at a time. Um,
We were a
but you
little
know
too
what we're doing?
ambitious,
Yeah,
thinking we could just
exactly.
jump into it.
Yeah,
How
it's
wrong
way
of
too cold
us.
for that. It's way too cold for that. We're talking about Ahsoka first. We're getting it out of the way early. Here we
This is us.
go.
This is us not jumping into it,
We're going straight in.
because
We're not.
you know
We're
how
not.
good we are at not jumping into this show, especially if you tuned into the last episode.
Exactly. We barely even talked about it. Um uh but it's the season finale, and you know what? We've got a lot of other shit to talk about other than this. So we're just going for it. Let's go. Um I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah,
Parts
I
of
thought it
it pissed
was.
me off, not going to lie, but I thought overall it was pretty good. What do you think?
Um, I'm kind of mixed on it. I'm surprised it's over, you know?
Yeah,
It's,
it felt like it kind of rushed to a conclusion in my opinion.
yeah,
Um
I didn't think that a lot of the stuff got to breathe in that finale. It felt like a
yeah.
lot of that stuff was like really crammed into one episode. But you know what? It's over. So,
Don't cry because it's over. Cry because it happened. That's my opinion.
okay,
Um,
well, I will do no crying over this show.
yeah, I mean, I feel like it started out a lot stronger than it ended. Went in like a lion, went out like a lamb, in my opinion. Um, Not to say there wasn't good stuff overall. It's just those first few episodes were bangers,
Yeah, they
absolutely
were.
fucking bangers.
They were so
Um,
good, and then I was so confused by the rest of the pacing in this show.
yeah,
I think it was when they split the characters off, and then they decided to, I don't know, have one episode dedicated to each subplot. That was kind of weird. I don't really like that. I don't really like when the story decides to branch off from its main characters. That's just my opinion. I think you can find a way to keep the two stories connected and then bring them together, but instead they decided to sort of wait on that 3 episodes in. But
yeah. I
maybe people liked not seeing certain characters that were prominent in the first half of the season at all for the rest of the season. That was so
Yeah,
weird. That was so weird. I just wish that we got more of these characters that were like established from the beginning of the show, and then we didn't.
yeah, yeah. I agree with
And
that. I feel like we literally didn't even see uh the people who were hyped up to be the villains who got the most development overall. We didn't even see them until the end of the fucking episode in the finale, right? Like they
that's
had
right.
no part to play in the
They had n-
entire
they had no
finale.
screen time. Yeah, they showed
Yeah.
up in the episode before, but then that was it for them. They didn't show up again, and that's so bizarre. And it's even more sad knowing that one of those people who played that character isn't around anymore. You
Yeah,
know?
you pointed that out when we were watching, and I'm like, yeah, that is very sad. I'm very bummed out about that. That is not great. I'm not happy about that. But you know, hopefully they can recast, and hopefully the new person will do as good a job as Ray did. But Ray did a fucking phenomenal job.
Yeah, that man
Yeah,
brought so much to a new character in Star Wars.
yeah. He was just phenomenal, like in general, at like everything. You know, like I would say the HBO's Rome wouldn't be nearly as good without him. Honestly, like HBO's Rome was a good fucking show, but like it wouldn't have been nearly as good without him. He was really
Hmm.
fucking good in that show. Um, he and you know, yeah, that I don't know what to say about it. You know, it's like damn, like I don't want to complain about it, but at the same time, that's not anything wrong with the show. That's just like bad fucking luck and like real life mortality, right?
That's
Um
true.
it's like when they changed the actress for uh 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 the Oracle in the Matrix like 2 movies in because she passed away in real life, and that was a big bummer too.
Hmm.
Yeah. Real life mortality. Oh, speaking of real life mortality and a situation where that happened. Um remember in Harry Potter, Richard Harris passed away, and then Michael Gambon took over in uh Prisoner of Azkaban. Well, he just
Yeah,
passed away too, and that's
he did last week.
death. Yeah, death fucking sucks. Death
Yeah,
fucking sucks.
I was
It
watching
is.
those Harry Potter movies just to reminisce, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. It's a shame that Joanne is such a bitch. Fuck you, Joanne. Because you made because those movies are still fucking good. Those books are still fucking good. Even though they're very racist, even though they are extremely racist.
Yeah,
Uh,
can't really look over that.
yeah, that's kind of an issue. I'll be honest with you. um, but yeah, overall, Ahsoka season finale pretty good. Overall, the series. All right, all right. Now that the series was over, I think I asked you this a couple weeks ago, but I want to hear your opinion now that it's over.
About
What
like
is
how
your
I'd rate it compared to the rest of the other.
yeah? What is your ranking of the Star Wars TV shows?
I think my list is still pretty strong. It's still, I would put Andor at the top,
Yep.
and then I would follow that up with seasons 1 and 2 of The Mandalorian.
Okay.
And then I would
And
put
then
Ahsoka.
okay. And then
And then,
Obi-Wan, and then season 3, and then Book of Boba Fett.
yeah, sure. I'll I'll do that, I guess. I mean, I
Or
would
would you
probably
put
put
Book of Boba Fett above Mandalorian season 3?
uh I wouldn't. But I so that means I guess I would wedge season 3 between Kenobi and Boba Fett. Cuz
I would I would put Book of Boba Fett above Mandalorian season 3. I liked Book of Boba Fett. There
I mean it's
hasn't
a toss up,
yeah,
you know. That they're not they're not as important as my favorites on that list. So,
yeah. I don't think they've put out a fucking bad show, right? I don't think they've put out anything that's like less than a 5 out of 10. Honestly. Like I feel like when people say, "Oh, it's a bad Star Wars show," it's still like better than most of the fucking bullshit that's on cable, right? Like, have you tried to watch fucking 911 or fucking Chicago blah 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 that type of shit? No, they're awful. They are trash. The worst Star Wars TV show is still head and shoulders above anything that's on cable TV right now, other than like the shit that's on FX. FX is like the only good like cable network that's still putting out quality product. And guess who owns that? That's right, Disney. So
yeah.
Disney is on top of the fucking world right now. Um yeah. My rating I think Ahsoka has gone down a little bit in my rating. Or has it? Or has it? Because looking back, I don't think Mandalorian season 1 and season 2 are that great.
Of what?
Just I think a lot of them are filler, and I think season one was a lot of spinning its wheels, and season two was a lot of spinning its wheels.
I liked almost every episode of season one. I will
I think
stand by
season
that.
two retroactively makes season one better, is what I'll say. Uh, uh, because like it reincorporates all those filler episodes, you know? Because like Bill Burr comes back in season two and he has his own episode, and it's maybe the best episode of the entire fucking season. Um,
Other than the finale.
no, I think, I think
Damn. Damn, what? You're gonna deny everything in that episode compared to that Bill Burr episode? I cannot stand for that. No, I
the
will.
Luke. Okay, Peyton
No,
Reed is a bad director. Peyton Reed is
no.
a bad director. No matter how cool the Luke Skywalker scene is, no matter how cool the
You're
fight
just
against the
you're just
Dark
mad
Trooper
at who
is,
directed the episode? Is that it?
I'm mad that the directing is not very good. Like that scene where Bo Katan and Boba Fett are snipping at each other is not a good scene. Not a good scene. You know what
Is
is a
that
good scene though?
is that in the finale?
Yes, it is. Yes, it
Oh,
is. Uh, see, the finale was very forgettable if you don't remember that. That's
well,
my point.
did you remember the fight with Gideon and the Mandalorian?
Yes, I was saying that was good. The fight against the Dark Trooper was really good. Really like that. And the Luke Skywalker scene was obviously going to be fucking good. But um I think other than that it's not great. I think that is it's a very Kara focused episode, and I never liked Kara. Like, you know, people are like, "Oh, Gina Carano is a bad person. She's really, um, yeah." I didn't like her to begin with. I thought she was just annoying, to be honest. Um, yeah, I thought she was super annoying, and I never liked her acting in this. She was very hokey and like not trying, in my opinion. You know, dog, what are you doing? My dog's doing shit.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's I did not like her acting in that, and it's a very Kara focused episode. But you know what? It was okay. It's like a 7 out of 10. The finale overall. Parts of it are tens, parts of it are fives, and you know that's what you get with Peyton Reed. Um, but the Bill Burr episode is just fucking great. He's a really good actor. Like he's really funny, yeah, but like he's a really good actor, and it's like surprising, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I,
I
I I would agree.
he had a really good arc in that episode. I really appreciated that, and I think I would put Mandalorian season two above Mandalorian season one, even though season two retroactively makes season one better. And season two didn't have anything to season three didn't make season two better, if that makes sense, right? Um, like the Frog Lady episodes,
Right.
nothing has retroactively redeemed that. If that makes sense, but you know, it's still okay. You know,
I
yeah,
I think it's still funny.
it's a fun
Just
show.
I
It's just
I
not a
liked
masterpiece.
I liked the spiders, but that's probably my Star Wars self like
I did
coming
not
out.
like the spiders.
I love the spiders. They were what I was missing from all the concept art in episode 5. I was like, these things look like something you'd really want to like avoid, or they'd be a very intimidating enemy. But they're not present in episode 5, and then they were in Rebels, and they were kind of like, I don't know, like neutered in that show. They were like
Yeah,
presented as scary, but were not scary,
I
is what I
well,
felt.
yeah, that's Rebels. That's the whole point of Rebels.
Yeah, well, okay. Well, I'm using
It's
it to
kiddie
make a
show
specific
garbage.
argument anyway.
I know, but it's for kids. It's kiddie show. It can't settle on a good tone. That's why.
You're gonna
But
act
yes,
you're
I
gonna
agree
act
with
like
that.
this show is not for kids either.
I mean,
It is.
fucking Sabine stabbed a guy in the head today or yesterday.
Yeah,
Like, come on.
an undead person.
It's still, she fucking stabbed him in the head. Normally, they don't like to do that.
They've
The
been
only
they've been lopping off limbs since the first Star Wars movie.
yes, but stabbing someone in the head is not something they tend to do. The only other time they've done that in live action was in The Last Jedi, and that scene was also fucking tits. That was awesome. Like, come on, you can't admit that like that final kill was fucking Kino. That was absolute fucking Kino, and we can all admit it. It was fucking great. But yeah,
We've gone very off topic of the show that we wanted to talk about initially.
it
This is how we
yes,
jump right into it.
exactly. I just don't know where they go from here. Do they go from here in the movie, or does it get a second season, or what? I don't know. But yeah, I don't know.
This is
That's
how it ends.
yeah. It was cool to see Hayden one last time as a Force Ghost. That was cool.
That's the real one.
Yeah, that was dope. Let's not pretend like that wasn't dope. Um, but let me give my ranking. Obi-Wan at the top still.
Yeah.
I will not be taking questions.
No, of
Andor.
course not. It would break down your whole argument.
No, I fine. I'll take any questions. Let's hear it. Let's go. You've got about 10 minutes before we go to the ad break. Let's go. Let's hear him.
All right. I'll start with how did you feel about him walking with an overcoat through like the most protected area? Like, was that a convincing disguise? Were you convinced?
No, but also neither was fucking Riva, and that's the point.
So you think something being equally as bad makes it okay for the whole show? Did you care about any of the side characters? Be honest.
Yeah, I thought
What was his name?
Tala.
Wedge? Wade? Wade?
I was talking more about Tala. I liked her performance. I thought she was cool. Um
Remember Wade, y'all?
that doesn't count. That doesn't count. And also the chick from fucking Pen 15 was there.
Well,
That's a funny show. That's a funny show. You should go watch that. Pen 15 is good. Um uh but yeah, that no,
you don't care about the like low hanging what is it? The like ray shield ray there was like some sort of laser field that they had to get through and they could have jumped over it and instead or walked around it. I don't understand the set design for a lot of these places. It's just bizarre. I don't get the
I mean,
stakes. You
they
know,
didn't stop because there was a laser shield. They stopped because the fucking stormtroopers wanted to inspect their shit, and the
but then
probe droid showed
they
up.
spent so long. I don't even know how they got through that 2 foot tall field, but it took.
I think you need to rewatch the episode because that was not a problem. Like the problem was the fact that he had to kill all the stormtroopers. And there was the one that fell on top of it and got cut in half. Are you telling me that's not fucking Kino? That shit's fucking shit's so good. Obi-Wan Kenobi's so fucking good. This fucking all right, the cinematography, the performances, fucking any of that didn't resonate with you at all.
I mean, some of it did. Don't get me wrong, but I think quite a bit of it did not as well. But that's just me. I
Having both James Earl Jones and Hayden Christensen interacting with Ewan McGregor, giving his best performance in the whole fucking franchise.
see that's where we have different opinions. Is because I mean, I think Ewan is good. He's pretty good in this. But I also think that, the stuff from the prequels is some of the most the best Star Wars stuff. But
He is
you
the
know,
best actor in the prequels, but that's not his best performance. Like, compare the "You Were My Brother, Anakin, I Loved You" versus the um uh "Then My Friend Is Truly Dead." That it it's more subdued, yes, but like the one from the prequels is too over the top.
I mean,
That's the whole problem with that final fight scene, is it's too over the top. It's style over substance. And
I'll
that's
I'll give
yeah.
you that. I'll give you that. Some of those scenes are good, all right? But I think I don't know. I think
That
some
scene
of the
is
show
so
falls
good.
apart.
That scene is so good. Like that final episode is so good
It's
that
such a short show. It's so
it
weird.
is. It's only yeah. Some people say it could have been made into a movie. I disagree. I haven't seen the edit that turns it into a movie. I will admit, but I don't think it would work as well. Um, but like, it it's so that
I also
that
don't
last
like
episode.
I don't like the fight choreography. I don't like it. I
I
don't like
thought the
how it's
fight
shot. I
choreography
don't
was
like
my
how it's
fucking
shot.
favorite.
I
I thought it was
I
shot super well.
I think the way the fighting is shot in that last episode is so frustrating.
I loved the cinematography. I thought that was the best part. I thought
And
that is the best shot duel
oh
in
no,
all of
no,
Star, except for
no,
maybe the
no,
long take
no!
in The Last
Please
Jedi.
don't say that. I cannot handle the spinning ceiling shots from that finale. They gave me a headache, and they really bogged down my experience. I really just wanted to watch them fight, and instead I got I don't know, some drone footage of the action, and it was just unpalatable.
I thought it was better shot than well, it's definitely better shot than Anakin versus Count Dooku in Episode 2. I can tell you that much. That one was, what was George cooking? What was George cooking? He
Uh,
burnt it. He
I
burnt
don't
whatever
know.
he was cooking. I'll tell you that. Um, no, I actually like the cinematography, and I'll tell you the other one that I really liked. Um, was Reva versus Vader. That might be one of my favorite duels in all Star. I know the Obi-Wan versus Vader is my favorite duel in all Star Wars, but Reva versus Vader is also very strong contender because homie beats her without even getting his own lightsaber out. It's so fucking good. He's literally just does not care. It's so good. And also Moses Ingram, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Moses Ingram screams like a champ. Her scream is very satisfying. You can tell she's really fucking pissed and it's great. I love it. Um
All right.
but yeah,
Well,
that
I
that
think
duel is so fucking good.
I think all my questions just prove that you like all the stuff that I didn't
Yeah, I
like. So,
all right,
you
what do
know,
you think is the best shot duel in all of Star Wars? Tell me that.
oh man, I gotta go with 6.
Yeah, I would agree with you. The one the long shot where like they go
They're
between the stairs. Yeah.
they're under the throne, and it's
Yeah, that one's really good.
honestly, they're not even fighting in that moment, and it's so good.
If it
It's
yeah, if it weren't for that final duel in Obi-Wan, Um, that would be my favorite. Yeah, up
Disappointing.
until Obi-Wan Kenobi released,
Disappointing.
that was my
You
favorite.
you tipped your hat to a live action television show.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I
Oh, this fight
Maybe it's
sucked.
because Obi-Wan Kenobi is like my favorite character in the whole fucking franchise.
I
Uh,
mean, that's fine. I like it's okay to
but like
I
my other
cannot
favorite
sit with this
character
fight.
is Yoda. My other favorite character is Yoda, and I hate both of his duels. So I don't know if it is bias. I think it's just a really well shot duel with a lot of emotional stakes, and it's given by three, sorry, because James Earl Jones and Hayden Christensen are both playing Vader. Three really good performers. Yeah, it was very good.
It's so crazy how I feel like Hayden more than uh, Ewan McGregor is hitting his second wave with all this live action Star Wars.
Yeah, uh,
I mean, don't get me
definitely.
wrong, the show is named after Ewan's character, so that's pretty big.
I'm glad both of them are getting time in the spotlight again. That's just good for me. Um, but yeah, Obi-Wan still number one. Then Andor. Andor still like an 8 out of 10. Then
I have no qualms.
probably. Oof, this is hard. Do I still like Ahsoka more than Mandalorian? Do I still?
It depends on what you like in Star Wars. I, for
Yeah.
me, I'm like lightsaber fights are cool, but I, I don't know. I kind of got like a little worn out from how much lightsaber fighting there was in that show.
I think this show made me like Ezra, and I feel like just for managing to do that, it's probably a better show. Even
Yeah,
though I like
that's because
Ahsoka's.
you're so hard to win over.
I am, but Ahsoka's fucking episode in season 2 of The Mandalorian was better than her performance here. Yeah. I thought when she was just a side character, it was better. Um, but she was really good in that episode. That was a really fucking good episode. I think that's why I would put season 2 over season 1 is because the Ahsoka episode and um the episode where fucking Grogu gets kidnapped and the Bill Burr episode back to back to back.
I don't understand why you don't like season one so much. I mean,
Uh
I can get maybe not liking one or two episodes like overall, but at the same time,
the Jawas episode and
what was wrong with
the
that? What was wrong with the Jawas episode? I want to hear
uh
it. I want to hear why you don't like Jawas. You're
I
gonna
I
break my
love
Star Wars heart.
Jawas. I love Jawas. I don't like that episode. I don't get me wrong, Jawas are like my favorite guys. My favorite video on YouTube is the Jawa version of I live in a low income housing environment that goes by the government name of Section 8. That's like my favorite fucking video. I literally have it entirely memorized because I've watched that fucking video so many damn times. But but this is very important. That episode is not very good. It's filler, is what it is. The the only thing that is keeping that from being on the level of the spiders episode is because Grogu uses the Force for the first time. If you get rid of that, that episode fucking sucks. It's the worst episode of the series by far.
I love the Sandcrawler chase.
Yeah, it's okay, but it's like it's not it's not anywhere near the level of like the season finales of that episode or of that show, like season 1 finale
I
or
mean,
like
yeah,
those two episodes
you
of the
can't
season 1.
you can't have that consistent level of energy throughout the whole series.
But you can have that consistent level of quality is my thing, like
I don't think it dips. Also, like this is the one episode where it's silent for like the first 30 minutes, if you remember. there's like no talking in the first 30 minutes of
Yeah,
this show.
I feel like they over-characterized the Mandalorian by this point. I think he
You think he
talks too
has
much
too? You
now.
think he has too much character? Oh, you mean in
Yeah.
subsequent
Yes.
episodes?
Now
Okay.
he talks too much. I liked him more in like the premiere. Literally the only thing he says in that whole scene is I can bring you in warm or I can bring you in cold. And it's fucking great.
He also says no droids.
Well, yeah, that was after. I'm talking about like when he's in the cantina.
Oh yeah,
That
that's
was
true.
yeah, that was some good fucking shit though. That the first like 2 minutes of Mandalorian is fucking Kino. Uh yeah. I,
I'm going to continue to gush about the fact that we have a show about a bounty hunter.
that is cool, yeah.
It is.
Uh
It's such a
I
big part of Star Wars. It's just like
yeah.
bounty hunters, like ever since
I'm
Episode 5.
I'm excited for Skeleton Crew. I think Jude Law is going to do a good job. He's a good actor.
Has he been in anything Star Wars before? I feel like this
No.
man has to be. Really?
Nope,
He's
this is
such a
his first time.
chameleon.
He was in Captain Marvel. I think that's what you're thinking of. He was in Captain Marvel.
No, I'm not. I know he's in Captain Marvel. I'm not confusing that with anything Star Wars.
Okay, good.
I
I'm
just would
glad.
like I would just like figure that he had like some sort of Clone Wars or Rebels like voiceover or something.
Yeah, like everyone was in Clone Wars, right? You know, John Favreau, fucking Ray Stevenson was Gar Saxon, uh Clancy Brown was Savage Press. Yeah, fucking everyone was in that show. But no, not Jude Law, not yet. Um
I'm so
but
excited for child actors. Yay.
yeah, that does
Yay.
give me pause, I will admit. Little bit of pause there.
That's something I liked about Andor and The Mandalorian a lot is
No
you don't have
kids.
no kids. No kids.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like that does bring an
To
air of maturity.
to be fair, some people acting worse than kids, but not in this show. At least
Who would you say
not
is
in the
acting
first.
worse than kids?
Um, damn, you're gonna put me on the spot.
Katie O'Brien? Because I would agree with that. I would agree with that.
I'm not gonna get too into that here, but so I'm not.
You're not going to name names,
I'm not
but
gonna
if you
name
did,
names.
the name you would name is Katie O'Brien. There you
Yeah,
go. You're welcome. Don't say I never did nothing for you. And also Lizzo. I feel like we can talk shit on Lizzo now.
we
Fuck you, Lizzo.
can we? Can we? I feel like I can't escape Lizzo anywhere I go, and all I can remember is like the terrible things she did to other people.
Yeah, I
Whenever I
know.
hear
That's why
her.
I'm saying fuck Lizzo.
Cool.
Uh,
Thank you.
yeah, yeah. Fuck Lizzo. Go fuck yourself. Nobody's buying your fucking albums anymore, bitch. Um, but yeah. I think TBD. I can't do the ranking now. It's TBD. But all right, we'll go to the ad break, and then we've got a lot to talk about after that. So stay tuned. This episode is sponsored by Liquid IV, the #1 powdered hydration brand in America. We've been partnering with them all summer, and I've been using it to beat the heat through some of these particularly nasty heat waves. While it was scorching hot outside, I was staying cool and refreshed with Liquid IV and their 12 delicious flavors.
One stick of liquid IV in 16 ounces of water hydrates you twice as fast and far more efficiently than water alone, and it also contains 5 essential vitamins and 3 times the electrolytes of leading sports drinks, without any GMOs, gluten, dairy, or soy. Liquid IV is also committed to equitable access to clean water worldwide, partnering with leading organizations to fund and foster innovative solutions with communities that protect both their water and their futures, and donating 39 million servings in 50 plus countries around the world.
Real people, real flavor, real hydrating. Get 20% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use code IIHSPodcast, all one word, at checkout. That's 20% off anything you order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code IIHSPodcast. Again, all one word, at liquidiv.com. Thank you again to Liquid IV for partnering with us. This episode has been generously sponsored by skunknuggetparenting.com, run by my own talented mother. Parenting is hard. Sometimes kids and parents are like night and day. It can be very hard to get on the same page with them, and a lot of parents have anxiety that maybe they're doing it all wrong. Luckily, there is a service out there that can help. Skunk Nugget Parenting Solutions is a company that provides parent coaching services, resource referrals, and psychological profiling, along with 24/7 phone and text access in an all virtual program. Plus, the first consultation is free. In order to get this amazing service, please visit skunknuggetparenting.com. That is skunknuggetparenting.com. Thank you to Skunk Nugget Parenting Solutions for sponsoring this episode. Thank you all for listening. And now, back to the podcast. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Thank you for sticking with us. We're going in. There's a lot. We're talking about shit. Here we go. Get ready. We're going in. Dry. No lube. I forgot to mention something last week that I noticed at Disneyland. There was a lot of people who are like dressing and styling themselves like Drake. And what I wrote in my notes is, and I quote, "If I see one more person who bases their entire style on Drake, I'm going to send him back to Canada." There you go. Fucking quit dressing like it's not stylish. It's not attractive. Quit doing it. In political news, Kevin McCarthy is the first House Speaker to get ousted by a vote of no confidence. He is literally the least confident or competent Speaker of the House in all of fucking U.S. history. Imagine having that sort of an L, you fucking loser. Kevin McCarthy is the biggest fucking loser in the whole fucking universe.
It is pretty funny. He really sent his way to the bottom of the list.
Yeah. Ironic how the biggest cum guzzler in Washington couldn't guzzle enough cum to stay in power as a Speaker of the House. His cheeks were only so wide, you know. He was like a chipmunk, just like filled with cum from special interests, and he couldn't even swallow it all. Sucks to be him. In also kind of political news, did you see that that self-defense thing in, I want to say it was Texas, but it might be Oklahoma?
Nope.
All right, so this happened a few months ago, and we just got the a jury update. They're not quite done with the case, but a few months ago, a prank air quotes YouTuber was harassing this like DoorDash delivery driver, I want to say. Like he went in and like grabbed some food at the food court, and this like YouTuber was like harassing him, and he's like a good like head and shoulders taller than the delivery driver, and he's also got another guy with him, and they're both harassing this guy, and it's in public. They're being filmed, right? There's like a camera person, so in actuality there's three people, and they're like, or I'm not sure actually, it might have been the other guy might have been recording. I don't remember the video, but there's at least two guys harassing this guy, this DoorDash delivery driver, and he's like trying to disengage from the situation, and they keep following him, and the delivery driver pulls out his fucking Glock and shoots him in the stomach, and like walks away.
Yikes. Well, that's well, this is like the worst case scenario possible for those, if you've ever seen those people who go into public spaces and just be like a total nuisance because they have a camera and they're filming something they consider rank.
Yeah. What? All right. So what? There was an update that happened, what do you think the update was? In the court case, there is an update. What do you think it was?
Uh, I don't know. I well, maybe maybe they were punished. No, I think they got punished. I think they got punished for it.
Incorrect.
What
The
happened?
DoorDash shooter. Um, so he hasn't been acquitted of all the charges yet, but the main charge is like I think it's like reckless use of a firearm. Oh, sorry. Malicious discharge of a firearm. I think is what he got. Yeah, he got acquitted of that by the jury. Um, and some people on Twitter are like, "Oh, you know, he probably shouldn't have, or like he shouldn't have shot that guy. He was being annoying, but like that's not a crime." And then other people are like, "Well, he shouldn't have been annoying. You know, he lived. You know, he didn't take it in like a lethal area. He didn't die. Uh, you know."
That's a relief. I mean, like you get shot in the stomach. I don't know. I think like no matter how much you're being harassed, I mean, unless that person's life was actually in danger, you don't need to shoot somebody.
So
I know
here
your stance on guns might be a little different, so
here's my
shoot who
take.
you want, but I don't agree.
Here's my take on the situation, right? And I've said a little bit about this publicly. Um, the guy who got shot, I looked it up. I just checked the thing. He's 6'5". Homie
Yeah,
is 6 foot fucking five. I can send you a photo, right?
shot someone in the stomach.
No. The guy who got shot, the guy who's doing the harassing. Oh, it
Oh,
was in
he's
Virginia. Okay, all right, cool. I thought it was my bad. Oops, I'm stupid. Um, they have the yeah. So you can see in the video. Uh, here's like the. I'm sending you an image right now. The guy who got shot is like head and shoulders taller than this guy, and he's harassing him repeatedly with another guy, and the guy's trying to leave from the situation, and uh he literally like can't get away because the guy's following him, right? So I'm not a legal expert, but I have read up on the law in my state, which is um pretty stringent on self-defense, but not like the most stringent. Um but here in Illinois at least, if someone is committing a forcible felony on someone else, um like aggravated assault, you know, battery, armed robbery, uh sexual assault, attempted murder. If someone's doing that on someone else or you have the legal right to defend yourself. You have no duty to retreat. You don't have any duty to de-escalate the situation. If somebody is committing a forcible felony on you, you feel like you or someone else is in danger, you are allowed to use lethal force to um end the threat, basically. And what homie did was he tried to walk away. Like he's just trying to get that DoorDash order and like get it to the customer. Um and he's literally walking away and homie's following him, right? He did his duty to retreat. He's trying to de-escalate the situation. He's trying to walk away. And fucking 6'5" fucking obnoxious YouTuber guy is following him. So I would argue, you know what? He tried to walk away. I'm sure he did feel like he was in danger. So I would say it's fucking justified because he's doing it in public too, right? Like he's clearly not scared of like witnesses or whatever. He's fucking recording it, you know? So it's like I think he got what he deserved. I think he's lucky to be alive, and hopefully he fucking learns from this because the next time he tries to do that, uh, there's legal precedent that they can get away with shooting him, and next time, it might not be in a non-lethal area. So hopefully he quits being a fucking nuisance and quits harassing and making people feel threatened in public. That's my opinion. Don't be, don't commit crimes. You know, there you go.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I sympathize with that to an extent. You know, every time I watch a video of someone being a nuisance in public, I'm like, yeah, fuck these people. But I'm never like, somebody should shoot them.
You are not a very violent person.
That's
You
true.
you are very violence averse, which is um
Wow, what a surprise. I don't like violence. I'm,
yeah,
I
what's
don't
wrong
know.
with you? You don't like violence?
I know, right? I know. I'm such a. It's such a hot take.
Yeah.
I wonder how
Okay.
people will settle that dispute with me. Probably with violence.
Yeah, probably. Um I have a hypothetical question for you. Are are
It's
you
only
are
a
you prepared? Are you
it's only
sitting
a
down?
hypothetical question,
Yes. Are
or
you
this question is only in theory. I'm
The
not.
question is about
It's
a hypothetical situation, you fucking some
no, it's a
uh
hypothetical question. In theory, if you were to ask me a question,
I hate you. I hate you. This is why people want to inflict violence upon you. Um, so what if you woke up one day, um, and you like went in the mirror and you were a worm, like a human-sized worm, and then
what?
you activated your like memories and you realized that like you've always been like a human-sized worm, and uh yeah, what would you do?
I guess I would go about my life.
What if as soon as you went outside there was like a giant bird that could like eat like human-sized worms? What would you do?
I'd probably die. Why are you doing this? I
What if
hate these questions.
what
I
if
hate
right
these
before it was
questions.
about to kill you, a van pulled up and a bunch of other human-sized worms shot a net at the giant bird and they were like, "Get in," and they like opened the van door for you. What would you do?
I guess I would get in the van because that's what they did.
Okay, what if when you were in the van they were like, um okay, so like you and all the other like worm people are like a result of like government experiments, and the government didn't want word about this to get out, so they created this like giant bird to hunt you down and kill you to make sure that the word doesn't get out. What would you do? And
Mm,
and also you have to eat gummy worms at every single meal in order to avoid being tracked down and killed by the worm or bird.
th- this
You are the worm
sounds that I have to eat gummy worms
at every
as a
single meal.
worm.
Every time you go and eat something, every midnight snack, you have to have at least one or two gummy worms.
It's that or get eaten by a giant bird
Yes.
sent by the government. Well, I
Yes.
think my choices are rather limited.
What if after like 30 years, you and all the worm people were like, "I'm sick of eating gummy worms. Let's try and kill this bird." And then you tried to kill the bird, and the bird killed all your friends, but you finally managed to defeat it. What would you do?
Ugh, I, I hate this so much.
What would you do?
Are you having fun? Are
What
you
would you
having fun?
do? I
I
want to know.
guess.
What would you do?
I guess I would have lost because we didn't defeat this giant bird.
No, you did. You did defeat the bird, but all your friends are dead.
Well, I would go and make new friends.
What if when you went to go make new friends, all of the worms in the ground came up and they were like, "Hello, my worm majesty, it is time." And you became the king of the worms. What would you do?
Well, I guess you already answered that question.
But what would be your first action as king of the worms?
As king of the worms, I
Yeah,
would tell everyone that when it rains, um, I don't know. I don't know. I've those poor worms. Those poor worms. I would suddenly feel very sympathetic to all the worms. Be like,
and like they
man,
come out in the sun, they just like dry out.
yeah, they do. But they do. They really
They
do.
they
It's
really do.
horrible.
Yeah,
Ugh,
that'd be a terrible way to die.
right?
Like you escape from your worm burrow in order to like avoid drowning, and then uh you right as soon as you avoid drowning, in like 2 hours, the sun comes out, and like you can't get back in the ground in time, and you just dry up. That'd be terrible.
Yeah, I see them all the time at my school.
I
All
I
these
don't
worms.
usually.
All
I'm
these dried up worms hanging
Yeah.
out on the
I haven't
pavement.
seen that many worms here. I don't know. It doesn't usually happen here. I don't know. It's just not really that much of a thing in maybe like the Midwest, because I remember I used to see them all the time when I lived in Pennsylvania.
Then maybe as king of the worms, I would go to where you live and seek those worms and ask them their secret, so as
Yeah.
to find out how to save the other worms
I think
from
maybe it's like the
drowning
soil
and
type.
drying up.
Maybe it's like the soil type, because we have like weird soil here. It's weird. Um yeah, but that's my hypothetical question. There you go. I have others, but I'll save them for later.
All right.
I have a big red button for this week that I'm very excited about.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
very excited about this one. This one's great. Oh, this is fucking phenomenal. Okay. I also have a question for you. Um since
Not
you are
hypothetical.
No, this is actual. Since you are in a relationship right now currently with a human woman who definitely exists. Um
Yeah. Thanks for establishing all of that
you're
before you
welcome.
asked.
You're welcome. I just want to make it clear for the audience that you're in a relationship currently right now with a human woman that actually exists. Um uh what how long would you wait before like you were posting like what is the relationship milestone where you like post about it, right? Like you know how like
Oh, that's a funny question.
yeah,
That's such a funny ass question. Because, I've been in a relationship for a long time.
yeah, like are you like 1 or 2 years now at this point?
I'm almost on 3 years.
Jesus fucking Christ.
And we we are like really not good at posting about each other on social media.
Yeah.
It's actually a boreal.
What
I
all
think
right.
I think
How long
the most I have done, and this is like literally the most, and it happened like this week. I installed this new social media app that is called Laps, and it asked me to post some pictures for a slideshow. And one of the pictures has my girlfriend.
that was it? You've never been like happy anniversary babe, I love you, you've never posted anything like that?
No,
And
but
she's never posted anything like that either?
no.
Okay. How
So,
long would you
so,
wait?
well, I've the thing is, I've been waiting for like almost 3 years. So you tell me, how long should I wait?
Are
I
you
think I'm
gonna
the worst
post when you
person.
propose? Like what are you gonna do? I feel
Well,
like you're never gonna tell, like, you're never gonna make it. Like, you could get married, and like, unless I get an invitation to be your best man, I'm never gonna know. You know?
Yeah, we have this problem between us in the relationship, which is she hates every picture that I look good in where we're together.
Oh yes, that's some
because
shit.
she doesn't look as good according to her. And then any
That good
picture
save, good
any
save.
any
According to
picture
her.
I yeah. So any picture where she looks good, she says I don't look good in the picture,
Oof.
which
That
is
was
so
funny.
annoying
That's
because I was
really
like,
funny.
I don't care how I look in this picture, but obviously you say I look busted because I just woke up when I'm in the photo.
This is
I'm
why
like,
I like her. This is why I like her. I haven't
I'm
talked
like
to her too much, but
there's
she.
nothing fucking wrong with my hair is like standing up. I am still smiling. I don't care how I look in the picture. This is like I don't, it's different. I don't know. It just doesn't make a whole lot. That in short, my anniversary, my third anniversary is in like um shit, I can't count weeks. It's been about 3 weeks, a little over 3 weeks. And do I make an anniversary post? Do I tell people, hey, I've been with this person for 3 years, and
I
if you're
have
hearing
been with
about this
this
for the
woman for 3 years,
if you're
three
hearing
straight years.
if you're hearing us about this for the first time, that's crazy.
Yeah, like
But
we've been in like semi before we started this podcast, or before you came on the podcast. We were in like semi regular contact before for like the last 3 years. No
Mhm.
fucking idea. No fucking idea that you were seeing someone. Literally no idea. Fucking yeah, yeah. I don't know. What I just thought was interesting was someone, like, how I'm gonna get into something that really fucking grinds my gears, right? So yesterday, October 3rd, is supposedly National Boyfriend Day. I don't think that's fucking true because I've seen at least 3 other days this year that people have claimed that exact thing.
I agree.
And yeah, I've seen that 3 other times this year. But when I Googled it, they said it was October 3rd. So I guess yesterday was the official one. Well, it's
You
not
can
like
make up
official,
you can make
but
up national whatever day any day.
yeah.
So many of these things.
I think National Talk Like a Pirate Day is on my birthday, which I think is pretty dope. Um, hang on, I need to, uh, yeah, National Talk Like a Pirate Day. Oh no, it's the day before. Oops. Yeah, it's the day
Damn.
before, and then yeah, but I did not celebrate that. God damn it. What a tool. What a tool I am, for real. Um,
Pretty cool national day.
yeah, but like people come up with like it's not an official like government mandated holiday. So again, there's like 3 of them. Fucking pick one is what I'm saying here at this point. But like somebody literally started dating someone I know literally started dating someone 2 days before that, and they posted them on their story. And I'm like, it's a little fucking early for that, don't you think? I feel like that could like turn around in your face. And my theory is that they are well, the whole holiday is just people being insecure about themselves in other areas, so they want to flex that they have a significant other. That's my theory.
Hmm.
So I feel like that's what it was. Um but yeah, it's just fucking annoying. But like pick one. But like, I see all the time where people are like on Snap or on Instagram, they're like, happy 1 month, baby. And I'm like, dude, I wouldn't announce that I was seeing someone publicly until I'm like you, right? Like I wouldn't want that until like at least a year, Like I wouldn't have. You still haven't invited, or well, Jasmine, you did invite. Jasmine didn't want to, but like We still haven't had Jasmine on, and you're on. You're
She
close to
said
your
she
fucking.
said hello on one of our
She
streams.
did. She did say hello on one of our streams. That was yeah. That was funny.
If you're
We're
wondering
baby
what else she
steps.
said, you don't have to do more imagining. That is all she said.
Yeah, baby steps. Maybe she'll say 2 words next time. But yeah, where she still hasn't been on it. You guys have been dating for 3 years. By the way, you should probably get her ring size pretty soon. That's
What? No, I need to graduate. I'm, I have other priorities than finding her ring size.
I'm just saying. It's been almost 3 years. She's gonna start expecting it soon. That
Yeah, from a guy who's not paying his own rent? I don't think so.
well,
I
get
don't
her a
know.
fucking ring pop. It doesn't. I I don't know Jasmine all that well, but if you're that happy with her, it doesn't seem like she's the type to be super superficial. You know, don't uh. All right, don't let her listen to this part of the podcast.
I'm just gonna say, I mean, she could listen to any part of this podcast. But
No, not
to
what I'm
be
about to say.
no, then don't say it then.
I'm gonna say it.
Don't say
Don't
it.
don't get real diamonds. They're a fucking scam. Get the fake shit, either lab grown or something that looks like a diamond, and just get that. It'll be like $100. It's
Uh
easy.
okay. Well, I'm not trying to get a ring right now. I'm trying to
Not
get
right
like
now.
I'm
Not right
trying to get
now.
the rest of my life, sorted out first.
But
Marriage is something you think about when after your life is sorted out, you know.
but what I'm well
The people
yeah.
who the people who don't are morons. And
Yes. But you
that's
can you can be engaged for a while. It's
if
that's
you
when you
think that
start
marriage is going to
planning.
solve problems,
No,
you're doing it wrong.
it's not going to solve problems, but it's symbolic. You guys have been together for a while, and I would say once you hit the 3 year anniversary, that's when like you start looking for that, and then around
I
4
disagree.
years,
I
around
disagree, but that's because like my experience with the relationships tells me to be more apprehensive about, you know, those kinds of commitments. You kind of really have to be careful about those. I'm
that
just saying.
yes, I'm well aware. I am also a child of divorce. You forget we are both children of divorce.
Yeah, well, I know that, okay, but
Yeah.
I mean like yeah, all right. I come from parents who separated. That doesn't mean that like that's my only frame of reference in understanding how relationships work. I think that from my broader understanding of relationships, I still think you have to be careful about, jumping into marriage or whatever. Like
Well, I think there's a
mainly
difference
marriage,
between.
mainly marriage.
I think
Marriage is the
jumping
biggest
into
thing you're jumping
marriage.
into. It can cause you so many more problems
I
than
know,
solutions.
but I don't think you're jumping in. Like a lot of people get like my when my mom remarried, right? She, I forget which one of them proposed to the other. I'm fucking
That's the funny part.
I literally wasn't paying attention. When they did that, I literally wasn't even paying attention. I was eating fucking breakfast. I was not paying attention at all. It was great. Um like everybody started cheering. I'm like, what the fuck are you guys cheering for? I'm eating fucking breakfast. Fuck off. um but I think my mom proposed to my stepmom. They're gonna hate me for that. When they listen to this, they're gonna hate me for this because I don't remember. But literally, it's true. I do not remember at all. But like, um, yeah, my mom proposed to my stepmom, and I think they'd only been together. Yeah, they hadn't even been together 2 years at that point. I think they got married before 2 years of like meeting each other. But like they knew, right? But like it's normal for people to be engaged by the amount of time that you guys have like been together. I don't think you're jumping into it. Like if you're not like comfortable with it yet, sure, but I think like in the next year after your anniversary, once you get to your anniversary, in the next year, I think you should seriously consider it. Is what I'm going to say. Is
Okay.
you should start, you know, start
Well,
ring shopping, start brainstorming what kind of things you would want for your wedding.
that's
You
that's
know,
cool, dude. I'm gonna like put that suggestion on a shelf and try to find one decent picture to post on my anniversary.
that is, yeah. Uh, you
That
know,
is that is my focus right now. I
get
can't
a
even think about
professional
that.
photographer.
If I can't
Get a
even find if I can't even find one decent fucking picture for an anniversary, what the fuck is the point of looking for a ring?
yeah,
That is so I don't know. It's not comparable.
yeah.
It's
Get a professional
incomparable.
photographer to take like a million pictures of you and Jasmine together in a variety of different poses, and hopefully you can find one where she thinks she
I don't
looks
want to
good
I don't
and
want to
that you
do
look
that
good.
either. I don't want to be one of those like and I don't use this phrase whatever. It's from my pool of knowledge. But you know, like we got so many Mormon families who like hire a
Oh
photographer
yes,
and they do their all
yes,
photo shoots. And
yeah,
don't get me wrong, they hired a professional.
yeah. I know
But
what you're talking about.
I'm not in that market. I'm not in that market. I'm gonna take whatever pictures I want and that's that. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm
As
just saying, like,
they'll be good or
hopefully,
bad, but they literally are the they're just completely random. They're by chance. They're not like calculated and you know you know I don't know shaped for social media. This is not what I'm trying to do. I'm not like marketing my relationship or like a kid or
no,
anything.
but you. There's something very
You gotta
romantic
understand.
about it.
I guess I
Yeah.
don't. The thing is, I don't find anything romantic about social media. So
No, but like being public about it, it's like the whole like um it's the first time you're holding hands in public sort of thing. It's the whole like I am in this relationship, I value this relationship, and I am like I want people to know that I am with you and I am proud to be with you. And that's the romantic part. That's
that's fair.
that's yeah. Like that's what people enjoy about it. And that's why I'm saying like, you know, at some point in the next 2 years, I would say.
You gotta chill with that.
In 2 years is a long fucking time. Okay, that's like 730 days. Okay, that's a long fucking. Oh, blocked my mic. That's a long fucking time. Okay, you've got time. I'm just saying. You will have graduated by then. Uh,
You're right. That's not like an indicator that I'm ready to get married though.
I
I don't
I
get
don't
it.
think
Why are
marriage is
you
that
pushing this
different.
onto me? No,
I
it
don't
is a
think
giant commitment and you're not really yeah, this is not I don't understand.
as
I
someone
can't
who is licensed to perform weddings, I don't think it's that different being like if you were well, you're not cohabitating. I would say at least you
I
should start
am.
cohabitating with her.
Why are you saying I'm not? This is such a weird
I thought
presumption
you
for
were
you to make.
cohabitating with your male roommate. I didn't. I thought I didn't.
Yes, we sleep in the same bed every night.
No, I'm saying like.
Me and my roommate, we're just best buddies in that way.
So it's you and Jasmine and your roommate.
No, it's me and my roommate, like you implied, every night in
I meant in your
cohabitating.
apartment, you fucking dick.
Yeah, well, you know, none of what you said was particularly clear. As you can tell, I just like rolled off of what you implied with
Ja-
my own spin.
If you and Jasmine live together, like,
So we might as well be married.
no, I'm saying like it's roughly the same. I don't think the dynamic changes just because you have rings and a sheet of paper.
It
You know.
does fucking change. It fucking changes in every legal way possible, and that's what makes it complicated.
I mean, I guess.
It is. It
I
is.
in my experience,
You know,
my
here's the
parents
thing.
go ahead, say your thing, and
Well,
then I'll say my thing.
okay. It's pure and simple. Currently, I don't work. She does. If we were to
Yes.
get married, that would fuck her over because her assets would have to cover two people.
Uh, but it would also actually lower her taxes, if I recall correctly. Like it would put her in a lower tax bracket, so she would actually have to pay less in taxes. So there is benefits to it.
I guess.
Um,
But it's still it's a life commitment.
yeah, I'm not saying you should get married until like you find a job, obviously. And I am in favor of long engagements, right? Like I am totally in favor of like people being engaged to get married for like a year or two. Like I totally understand that. Like that's smart in my opinion, you know? But I just think like, once you've been together for that long, like, what's the harm in it? What's the harm in putting a ring on it, you know?
Um, I don't. I I'm just gonna say that like, people can be in relationships for years and then they don't think it's the right decision. And honestly, being like, I like to be more, you know, the
Cautious.
not cautious. I just like I don't want to like um it's kind of weird to put into words, but like I don't want to, you know, put uh I don't want to think that I don't want to I don't want to put like so much uh
Pressure?
yeah, we could put pressure. It's like currently my relationship is not as much pressure as it would be if I were in a marriage, you know?
Yes. But I'm not saying you should get married immediately. I'm just saying,
It's just a weird notion. No, I don't agree with it.
okay, well, we'll have to see what Jasmine says about it. We'll have to talk to her about it.
You
well,
know you won't. You know you won't. And I'm not
I
gonna let you near that.
I think she would love to talk about that. I think she would think that was very funny, and I think that would be some absolute kino. That would be hilarious. That would be some content right there. We actually talked about that. Danny and his girlfriend. We talked about that. That was part of the. I think that was
Your
part of
old
New Year's.
your old
Yes,
host?
yes, the original highly successful from back in the day.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know, you've been doing this for more than 6 months.
is he still dating her?
Yeah, yeah. They
Okay. That's
they're
cool.
still together. Um, and they haven't been together as long as you and Jasmine have, but they've been like a couple of years.
Well, they
And
should get married. Ha ha ha.
well, no, they were. She was talking. She was like, like she's like, I want a proposal at some point. You know,
That's so weird. I
but
don't
they've
know.
been together for like 2 or 3, or like coming up on at least
I
2 years.
I don't know. I just like fuck. It's
It's
not.
scary. I will freely admit to you, as someone who has never been in a relationship longer than 6 months, that shit is scary.
I
I
don't
get it.
know. I just feel more comfortable with the assurance of dying than the assurance of getting married.
I re- I really I feel like you might have some hangups on that, my man. Cause I don't know, maybe it's just because I was exposed to
You've
people
been
getting
exposed to people married,
yeah.
so it might be different for you.
But like I so both of my parents remarried when I was very young.
See, that's a big difference in reflecting one's outlook on marriage. You see, I don't have that same experience as you. Both my parents got divorced and they didn't remarried, and I've seen them live their lives very happily.
Yeah. Well, yeah, my dad remarried and
And I'm not going to
he got
detract
divorced
from.
again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he's on his third wife now. Um and obviously my mom and my stepmom, they've had issues before, what marriage doesn't. Um but like in my experience, what I've noticed was there is no noticeable like difference between when they were cohabitating and when they got married, right?
I mean,
Like
that's kind of the point.
I literally forgot that
That is
like I would
that is
literally
the
forget that
goal.
my dad got married again with his like with my first stepmom, right? Like I like they had I didn't go to their wedding. I was much too young for that. I would not have been able to sit still. I was too young for my mom's wedding. I was like 6 then, and in my defense, it was on the hottest day of the year. It was right by the ocean. It was in Hartford because
See,
that's
now I'm confused because, like, yeah, you talk all this hype about marriage, but when your parents got married, you were like not around.
I mean, but like what I'm saying is right. I don't think it's that different. I don't think the dynamic changes once you get rings and a sheet of paper. That's
I
that's
mean,
that's what I'm saying.
I mean, that's cool. Honestly, that is reassuring to an extent because I
But
don't.
also, you and Jasmine don't live together, is what I'm saying. If you guys started living together, I feel like you would be like, okay, this is what marriage is like, and I will tell you, pretty much is. You
Okay,
know, that's
well,
that.
yeah.
So try
Being a
that.
college student, I've not hit that stage. So,
Well, that's
you
gonna
know, some
end.
some people do. No, 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 man. The thing after college is more college. That is the
Oh yeah, you
secret.
are going for masters, aren't you? Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, as I'm also going for a doctorate, so that's definitely something. But yeah,
You're saying a lot.
all I'm saying is, I'm gonna distill it down to about one or two sentences. Is you guys have been together for a while. Eventually, you might want to take that step. Probably when you graduate from Binghamton and you go into graduate school.
You had a weird fixation on my relationship.
No, it's just you know, I like I said, I haven't been in a relationship longer than 6 months, but I'm very good at giving relationship advice. It's like that one quote from fucking Endgame. I guide others to a treasure which I cannot possess. You know, that's my that's my shit. I'm a serial dater who uh who like keeps people together because my one of my friends from high school has been dating the same girl uh since fucking high school. Jesus Christ. I think they've been together almost 4 years. Oh my god. What the fuck? Oh my
Good
god.
for them.
No, literally it will be like 4 years this year. Holy shit. Dude, I feel old. But like yeah, and I was the one who brought them together. He will tell you something else, but he wouldn't have made a move on her if it weren't for me. And she was basically making all the moves on him anyway, but every step of the way in their relationship, I've been there, you know. So, like I'm going to take credit for that, just like I'm going to take credit for Danny and uh Danny and Jennifer's relationship, and just like I'm going to take credit for yours because I am the fucking love guru. Except that movie was terrible.
That's
Um.
so weird for you to
Anywho,
do.
big red button. We're doing the big red button now.
Why are you gonna take credit for my relationship? What have you
Uh,
done?
because we're going to the big red button now. Are you ready to go? I'm too excited for this, and also we've been going for way too long. It's this is an hour and 16 already, without the ads. Are you ready for the big red button?
Shoot.
Okay, you get all the revenue from Weezer's next tour, but you have to fillet one of the members to completion. Which one do you pick? This is a foregone, so you're definitely
Can I
taking the
pick
money.
none of them?
Nope, no,
No,
no, you have to
no,
pick one.
I'm not gonna fillet any of the Weezers.
You have to fillet.
I'm not.
No, not fillet. Not fillet. You don't have to like kill and skin and cook one of them. No, you have to fillet them. Fellate.
I'm not.
Fillet.
I'm not doing it. I'm not pressing the button.
If you
I'm not
had
pressing
to,
this damn button. I don't
if
even
you
know the Weezers.
okay, so I'm talking about. So we're doing current members. We're doing current members. So Matt Sharp doesn't count. Hang on, let me send you a photo. Let
This
me
is
send
so
you a photo.
confusing. How are they not the same members on their like? Because like the only way I can tell who they are is because they put their damn faces on the album cover. You're gonna tell me that some of them aren't even in the
Well,
band right now?
one of the original members who was on the Blue album, Matt Sharp, left, and he was replaced by Scott Schreiner. So,
The Yellow Wiggle.
oh, shut, dude! I have a story about that. I'll tell it next episode. I'll tell it the next episode. But I have a really funny story about that, about the Wiggles. Hell yeah. But yeah, if you'll open your Instagram, there's a photo of Weezer.
Bro, I don't want to do that to any of them.
You have to pick one of them.
I don't
You
even know
ha-
their names.
So from left to right, you've got Brian Bell. He's the hot one. You've got Rivers Cuomo. He's like the main songwriter and the lead singer. And you got Patrick and Scott. So
I'm not into this.
you gotta pick one. I already picked one. I asked this on what was it? Yik Yak last night, and
This is so nasty.
I voted Brian all the way. Brian's the hot one. Brian's always been the hot one.
All right, I'm glad to know that you've got your own Weezer fantasy. You know,
It's not a fantasy. I'm just saying if I had to do it, that's who I would pick. You know? If I got all the revenue from the entire next tour, every single last red cent of revenue, you know, that's a lot of fucking money. Sucking a dude's dick for 15 minutes is worth all that money. That's all I'm finna say.
15 minutes.
I could probably
Jesus.
do it in 10. I could probably do it in 10.
All right. Well, I've learned a lot today.
Come on, you gotta pick one.
I'm not picking any of them. I'm not taking the money. I'm not pressing the button.
So,
But I know you pressed it.
So I did on the poll. There was most of the people said Brian, or no. Sorry. Most of the people said Rivers. I think. I think it's probably just for the meme. But you know, Rivers is cute. He's a cute fella.
I mean, you're asking them which guy's dick would you suck. So
But Rivers is the funnier
count
answer. Rivers is the funnier answer because Rivers Cuomo is just a fucking hilarious character. He really is. He's utterly hilarious. But Brian's the hot one. And a few people said Patrick, but nobody said Scott. And I think it's because Scott came in to replace Matt, and I think people are still upset about that. Because he was in the band for Blue Album and Pinkerton, and most people say those are the best two albums. I would agree to an extent. I really like White. White is up there for me with Blue and Pinkerton. But you know, yeah. Nobody said Scott, and I was very sad. Poor Scott.
poor Scott.
Poor Scott. Yeah. Very sad. Come on, just say just between
I'm
Brian
not
or Rivers.
sucking anyone's dick.
If you gun to your head, the money is not there anymore. Gun to your head. You have to
Shoot
pick
me.
one.
Shoot me. Fuck.
It's only like 10 minutes, man. Come on. Don't worry. Oh, that was fucking funny. I was so happy. I was so proud of myself when I came up with that.
Well, I'm surprised you got so many people to answer in a poll about which member of Weezer they do.
Yeah. I asked one of my friends on Snapchat, and she thought I meant like fillet, like again, like chop them up and eat them. I was like, no, I meant fillet, like suck their dick. And she was like, oh shit. And then she picked Brian because of course she picked Brian. Brian's the hot one. No offense to Rivers, but Brian's the hot
All
one.
right. I'm glad to know that this has been like the thing on your mind.
I was so proud of myself when I came up with it. I was so proud. It took everything I had to not spoil that for you last night when we were watching Ahsoka, by the way.
I'm just thinking
Yeah.
about all the members of Weezers and their phalluses.
Yeah. All right. All right. Um, Matt, you're not a Weezer fan. I can draw. I can figure.
Yep.
Um, but I had a question about that. I did have I had a follow-up question. Um, okay. Which would be worse? Would you rather do if you had to suck all their dicks, would you rather do it all at once or would you rather do it one at a time? But you have to do all four.
Why do I have to pick one of these? This is so
I'm
gross.
just saying which one is worse, right?
I guess one at a time. Because you
That would
said
be
you
worse or that would be better.
that'd be worse.
Okay. I uh
Because you're saying you get one guy done in 10 minutes, if you're lucky, but probably 15. So,
luck has
my,
nothing to do with it. It's all about
well,
skill.
alright. Anyway, the point is,
I
the
can't
point
believe
is you're
Liquid
gonna
IV
be
is going to
sitting
sponsor
there,
this.
you're gonna sit there for like an hour sucking people's dicks from
Yeah.
Weezer.
I mean, you're going to be doing it for an hour anyway. You only have one mouth. But
You know,
I would
I'm
but
just
my
not
point
gonna, I'm
was
just not gonna partake.
so I asked like some of my friends who are Weezer fans and they said they'd rather do it all at once, right? And these are friends who are attracted to men. Um and I'm like, why would you rather, and they're Weezer fans too. And I'm like, why would you want to do it all at once? I feel like that would ruin the band, Because like if you're doing it one at a time, then you're like, then it's like a conquest, like I've sucked all the dicks of all the members of Weezer, and you can still say that if you did it all at once, but I feel like that would make it a much weirder dynamic because then you're like, damn, all the members of Weezer have seen each other's dicks, and it's probably not the first time they've done it. You know, I feel like that would like taint their music for me if I did that. You know,
I guess. I don't know.
that would just make it a really weird experience. So yeah, that's my opinion on that. But yeah, let us know on social media which uh, which member of Weezer you would fillet. Hopefully we can see some more
Yeah.
Scott
We love to
answers
hear your
because poor
answers.
Scott, you know, I in particular am interested. you know, yeah. Hopefully we can get some more answers for Scott because Scott deserves some love. He's a good bassist.
Yes.
Matt was good, but Scott's done a good job, and I think he deserves more credit. Um, but on that note, I want to thank our patrons, including our supporter tier patron Justin Connor. Thank you very much for supporting us for as long as you have. What is this? 14 months now? Oh, thank you. This is what we're doing with your money. I hope you're happy.
Supreme.
I hope you're happy. If you want to support us on Patreon, head on over to patreon.com/IIHS podcast. All one word. Hang on, I need a fucking minute. I need a minute. Give me a second. So fucking funny. Um, if you join our $3 tier, you get a shout out. But if you join our $5 tier, you can listen to our full length movie commentaries and listen to these episodes early and without ads instead of waiting until Tuesday morning. Oh fuck. If you want to follow us on social media, we are on Twitter. Fuck you, Elon. We're still not calling it X. Threads, Instagram, and YouTube. Uh, at IIHS Podcast on all four of those. Head on over. Um, we try to have these episodes out on YouTube by usually on the same day. It takes a couple hours for them to take over from RSS over to YouTube, so be patient. But we try and have them out on the same day. So if it's better for you to listen on YouTube, definitely head over there. But Jesus Christ, what has the show turned into?
I don't know.
Ironically, I am wheezing with laughter right now. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm going to hell for that. Thank you guys very much for listening. I'm Kael. I've been incredibly influential, and I'm also going to hell.
I'm Maxwell. I've been highly successful, and
And
I'm
we'll
not
talk-
sucking a Weezer's dick.
We'll talk to you next week.